Hello my viewers, welcome back to the channel. And by the video title, you know what this video is about. We're discussing, of course, my mock draft is a 3.0 version of it. And today I'm going to dive through all my picks for the first round and second round this time. And my last one I'm going to do probably not next week, but maybe we got the next. I'm going to do first, second, and third round. So be on the lookout for that. I might do fourth too, but we'll see what happens. But I'm going to definitely do first, second, and third. So be on the lookout for that. That will be very interesting. But without further ado, let's dive into my picks. Okay. Look at my picks in the first round, of course. As you see, I had the Titans taking a quarterback first, Cam Ward. You can't miss upon a quarterback. I think Cam Ward would fit perfectly with the Titans. The Titans have, of course, need to add some more weapons fully to their team. But having a strong quarterback like Cam Ward who can attack the middle of the field, because they had Will Levis with a strong arm too, but Will Levis don't attack the middle of the field a lot of times. He had to make passes outside the numbers and a lot of unnecessary things he kept doing like that, turn the ball over. Cam Ward would be more protective of the ball and also make those passes in the middle of the field, those crossing routes. He has good touch on the ball. He has good release as well, quick release and strong release, and good firm pocket presence as well. So I think Cam Ward would be a nice addition to add to the Titans for them to start building that team up around everything too. And in the second round, they probably take a receiver or something, and they add some more pieces over and over. We'll see how things kind of shape out. On the second pick, I had the Browns take Abdul Carter. Now I know the Browns need a quarterback too. They could take Shedeur Sanders, but I had them take Shedeur, I think last time I did. But this time I had Abdul Carter get taken by them like I did the first time. Abdul Carter is a big time edge rusher. You add those pieces around. The Browns know, even with a quarterback, bringing in a young quarterback right now, not going to change anything fully because they still have a lot of things they need to fix, of course, on the offensive side. So you add pieces around the offense. You got Myles Garrett, you have Denzel Ward, you have a pretty solid secondary, of course, in general. You add an edge rusher on the outside, Abdul Carter, add a guy like that on the outside, and then you want to add pieces, maybe add receivers and stuff like that. Build that roster up so when Deshaun Watson does come back, we'll see how he looks. It's her last chance. They have no choice to give him one more chance. They have no choice to give him one more chance because the money they paid him and the big trade they did to get him, of course. So they have no choice to give him a chance to see what happens. And if it works out well, it works out well. If it doesn't work out, then you have a team that's loaded to bring in somebody else, another talent, and see how things shape out. I know Kenny Pickett is the quarterback right now, probably, most likely, because Deshaun Watson will probably miss the first few, maybe the first like 7, 8, 9, 10 weeks, probably most likely, because of the re-rupture of his Achilles. So I don't know when he'll be back, but we'll have to see how things go. But Abdul Carter will help him out a lot. Is adding pieces around, building your team up fully like that. Sometimes it's better to do that approach. If you go to approach of maybe getting a young quarterback and then putting them out there or waiting out, holding out, or you can go to approach of building a team up that's already good and bring the young quarterback in so when he comes in, his job is just completely easy. As the Giants, Shedeur Sanders, quarterback for Colorado. Even they got Russell Wilson now, who's like 36, and they got Jameis Winston, all these quarterbacks there. You gotta take a young quarterback. You cannot pass to Shedeur Sanders. Bring him in, add him to that roster and stuff like that, and go out there and he'll be a game changer for you. New York, the media, the marketing there for him will be perfect for him. And you have, of course, Malik Neighbors. You have, I think, Jalen Hines. You have Darius Slayton. Add another receiver, of course, probably in the second round, most likely. Make sure that O-line is kind of built up too as well. So we'll probably see them. They could go O-lineman probably second round, most likely. I'll probably go O-lineman. So go O-lineman second round. There's a lot of receivers in this draft. People can find some guys later rounds and stuff like that and build that team up. So have Russ and James Winston, whoever's going to be the guy, have them start throughout the whole year, the first year. Let Shedeur Sanders sit and build that team up. And then next offseason, you spend some money, bolster that roster up. So when Shedeur does step in, maybe year 2. Now, if you put him in year 1, that'd be different. But if you step in year 2, then he have all these weapons around him. The O-line will be better and good, and you'll see him like use his own like just his IQ and everything that he has, like the touch on the ball. He has a natural leadership in him as well. And when things are not perfect, he always shows he's very clutch, and he always shows that he's very persevering through things not being perfect. We see him had a bad O-line before in Colorado, and he still put up good numbers and still productive and kept his team in contention almost every game like that he played. There's only one game, I think that Oregon game was the only game that really got blown out in. Every other game they was all in. It may have lost a lot of games like the first year, but you watch those games, everything was like one score. And a lot of those came down to the O-line not being able to protect them fully, but he still did what he could to keep them in there. Following year, O-line got a little better. And what happened? You see him go out there, have to win 9 games, get them to a bowl game as well. Clutch plays, clutch touchdown drives, game-winning drives that he had, of course, as well, making those big-time throws. Shedeur Sanders is a nice player like that. People may say what they want about his persona and presence. Also, he's too arrogant. Every quarterback is arrogant. You gotta have a little arrogance as a quarterback. They really can make any throw. They really can control the whole narrative of the game with the ball in their hands. You want your quarterback to have confidence like that. And they don't want to be too overconfident in the sense of I know you have a little arrogance, but not too much arrogance, of course. like when they're like messing the team up and everything's kind of like putting themselves above the team, but a sense of them in their own play. Yes, you want to have confidence, high confidence in their own play, be able to go out there and make those moves and do those things out there with the ball and put your team in contention. Moving on to my fourth pick, Travis Hunter. I took him from Colorado, cornerback. As you guys know, Travis Hunter is an athletic specimen. I think the Patriots will definitely benefit a lot from Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter being a Patriot, with Christian Gonzalez on the other side, and you just signed Milton Williams as well up front, so you start building that defense up real good for Drake May. Drake May is gonna have a lot of potential. He's gonna be very good. You know, you got Stephon Diggs now. You had Jalen Pope as well, who was there last year, and get better and stuff with the things on offense too. Hey, you can see a nice little team with the Patriots. Jaguars, like the Mason Graham goes to the Jaguars. Big time D lineman. He's gonna be just a force of nature, a freak of nature up front in the run game and in the pass rushing game as well. Went out there and dominated. I wouldn't be surprised if he got like 7 sacks his first year as the D lineman with the Jaguars. I think he's gonna be very relentless and play alongside, of course, Josh Allen will be very good for him too as well. So you having those guys on the line, just building the Jaguars defense up. Jaguars need the defense built up. They need some weapons on offense as well, but I thought the defense is one thing too. That can be a quarterback best friend sometimes. Have a defense to be able to fall back on too. I have the Raiders take Ashton Genty. I have the Jets take Will Campbell. I have the Panthers take Jalen Walker, edge rusher from Georgia. Add some defense to that team, boost that roster up. I had Amon Mebo from Missouri, get taken by the Saints. Number 9, I had the Bears take Shamar Stewart, edge rusher from Texas A&M. I had the 49ers take Michael Williams, edge rusher from Georgia. As you know, the 49ers lost a lot of pieces. They lost Ward, they lost Greenlaw, they lost Hufanga. They're losing a lot of pieces like that. They lost Deebo Samuel, so they need to add some things to the roster, especially their defense. They lost a lot of pieces on defense. So adding a guy like this would help out a lot, make some more pressure, be able to get pressure there, because you're still playing in the division that's very competitive still. Even though they lost some pieces, they still have a chance in the division. They have, of course, you look at the Seahawks. Their team is pretty good too, but I thought they still have a chance to compete with them. You have the Cardinals, you can still compete with them. The Rams might be the best team in the division, but you still have a chance to compete with them. So you might be in the rebuild stage, but you're still kind of in a competitive stage a little bit. Your division is still kind of wide, not wide open, but it's still open a little bit for you to compete. So I think they can definitely add some things, a few pieces in this draft right here to kind of bolster their roster up. Moving on next, the Cowboys. The Cowboys take Torrey McMillan, T-Mac, from receiver from Arizona. They have CeeDee Lamb. They have a guy who's shifty, a playmaker and stuff as well, but having a big target. 6'5", Torrey McMillan goes to the Cowboys. The Cowboys need to add some size to the receiver room. Need to add another receiver too, a guy who can be a game changer for them. I think he'd be nice. I compared him last time to Vincent Jackson a little bit. Vincent Jackson, the old Buccaneers running back. RP to him as well. You know, Vincent Jackson passed away, I think, a few years back, but he was a good receiver like that. So 6'5" as well. You watch the Torrey McMillan and watch Vincent Jackson. They have similarities in play style a little bit as well. Guys who are bigger, but they very shifty, and have a little quickness to them as well, a little finesse to them too. So I think him being with the Cowboys will help a lot. Get a big target for Dak Prescott to go out there, because the Cowboys need to bolster their offense up like that. You have the defense is all right. I don't feel like there's any piece you can take in the defense that's gonna help you just change, like, and be dramatically better like that. Cause you got Michael Parsons, you got some solid pieces around, but I feel like you need to bolster the offense up. You need to be able to go out there and put points up, go out there and get first downs, keep the ball moving as well, and just see what happens. So I went with, of course, Torrey McMillan for the Cowboys. I had the Dolphins take Kelvin Banks, offensive tackle for Texas. Now you gotta protect Tua. You gotta be able to go out there, protect him, be able to run the ball efficiently as well, and doing that by drafting an offensive tackle. I had the coach take Tyler Warren, tight end from Penn State, probably the best tight end in the draft as well. Add more versatility to their offensive stuff, mismatch threat, of course, for them. I had the Falcons take Mike Green, edge rusher from Marshall. Had the Cardinals take Matthew Golden, add a receiver to pair with Marvin Harrison Jr., open up the offense a lot more. I thought the Cardinals might blow it up if they go out there and be able to win and get to the playoffs again. Because they went to the playoffs, I think, maybe one time with Kyler Murray, I think. If I'm not mistaken, I think one time. That 1 year where they started the season off, I think like 9-0, and then they kind of crumbled a little bit and lost to the Rams. It was only one time they went to the playoffs with Kyler. If they don't go to the playoffs this year, they might blow it up and say, you know what, let's blow it up. So, but you can add a lot of weapons in this draft right here. So the next quarterback that's here or the next stuff that's here, they have some things to work with. I had the Bengals take Malachi Starks. You guys know the Bengals re-signed T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. But you still got to add some defensive players. The first 5 picks should be all defense probably, most likely, because You got to add the weapon. Malachi Starks is an absolute field general. He's a guy who has great IQ, great recognition, play recognition as well. He can play, he can guard, man, he can play in zone. He's a good tackler as well, like that. He can do a lot of things around. He's one of those chess pieces you put out there in the field who can play in all different spots and stuff. He'll be a game-changing piece on your defense, your secondary, command the whole field as well, too. So I think he can be a nice safety. So them definitely taking a guy like that for the secondary to help him out a lot more will be good. They do need an edge rusher though. Edge rusher would be cool too to go right here. I went there last time with the edge rusher, but this time I went with the safety, Malachi Starks. I had the Seahawks take Luther Burden, receiver from Missouri. At the Bucks go Jahai Campbell, linebacker from Alabama. At the Broncos take Mike Ibuka, receiver from Ohio State. You add a guy like that, a game-changing threat, speed with the speed he has, of course, to get to the next level, to top of the defense as well. With Courtland Sutton on the other side. Bo Nix looked pretty good his rookie season as well. You add those pieces like that around, the Broncos offense will be nice. The Broncos defense is already good. Their defense is good like that. You might add a little linebacker as well, but their defense is pretty good already. Like last year did a very good job like that defensively. You have more weapons on their offense, the offense is a little overloaded, but Sean Payton calling the plays and doing his thing. I think you can definitely see some big numbers from Bo Nix. He might throw 35, 36, 37 touchdowns. Get a guy like Mike Ibuka on the outside with Courtland Sutton as well. That'd be nice. I had the Steelers take the 21st pick. Steelers take Kenneth Grant, defensive lineman up front. I mentioned him many times on this channel before, so I got to dive into details fully like Kenneth Grant. Most of my mock draft for the Steelers, I pick Kenneth Grant most of the time. A big time run stuffer. Can definitely pass rush as well, strong bull rush technique, and very agile for his size as well like that. The Steelers need an anchor up front, a guy who can hold the line and be able to get through those gaps like that and create gaps as well to be able to stop the run. But Steelers struggled stopping the run last year when it mattered the most. Get a guy like this up front with Cam Hayward, with Campbell Benning, and maybe add another guy in the draft later on, and you'll probably see your team definitely being able to stop the run a lot more and helping you out in the long run. I had the Chargers taking Colson Loveland, tight end from Michigan. At the Packers go Will Johnson, cornerback from Michigan. At the Vikings go Jahdae Barron, cornerback from Texas, a fast cornerback who's very agile, good man-to-man defense as well. And then I play the ball in the air, good recognition and good timing, good patience. You know, a lot of the cornerbacks in this draft, like Will Johnson, he's another good one too as well. Very patient, and they know how to pick their spots and stuff as well. Don't bite on a lot of double moves, just sit there and they play smart and they play physical as well. So you love that from the cornerbacks. I had the Texans take Josh Simmons off the tackle from Ohio State because they traded Larry Thompson, which is still a very weird trade to me. I don't know why they did that for, but they traded Larry Thompson. So at the Texans taking off the tackle to maybe replace him, we'll see what happens, of course. At the Rams take Josh Cornley, off the tackle from Oregon. At the Ravens take Walter Nolan, defensive line from Mississippi. As you guys know, with Ole Miss, he's a very versatile defensive lineman. He can play on the edge. He can play inside. He can play all different positions on the line like that, and he has a good quickness, lateral quickness, agility, and pass rushing. And now he might be a smaller side in the sense of size. He's still big, like 285, 290 pounds. Maybe a little smaller side like that up front. But I feel like the Ravens could definitely utilize him all around. They want to make him an edge rusher. They want to make him this or that. They can definitely utilize him to bring more of a pass rush to their defense. Last year they struggled. Now they got better at the end of the season a little bit, but last year they struggled getting to the quarterback a lot of times and stuff. So adding a guy like Walter Nolan, versatile piece who can definitely get to the quarterback in different ways, will definitely help them a lot. Even though I'm a Raven hater a little bit because I'm a Steelers fan, but the Ravens, they don't have potential there defensively. But adding a guy like this will be very good. I think the Lions take James Pierce Jr. The Lions need edge rusher. Their first 2-3 picks should probably be edge rusher, D lineman. They need some front seven members. They need some people in the front seven. They need linebackers, edge rushers, D linemen. They need some people to get to the quarterback. Aiden Hutchinson led their team in sacks, and he missed like 10 games, I think, and he still led the team in sacks. That's how bad their pass rush was. Like they need to be able to get to the quarterback. You see that game against the Commanders? Jaden Daniels just stood back there the whole time and just ate them alive. You gotta be able to get to the quarterback. The Lions have a great offense, a phenomenal offense. You have a good secondary as well, but your front seven, you cannot get pressure to any opposing team. You need to be able to get pressure to the opposing team, especially when you're playing in the division with the Vikings, the Packers, and the Bears and stuff as well. To start overloading and getting better on the offensive line. The Bears will definitely go offensive line and add some pieces in the draft because the guy, of course, what's his name? I forgot the coach's name now. The Lions coach that left and went to the Bears like that. He loved helping getting the O-line built up and getting crafty and having like overload the O-lineman and how to mix some things up. So the Lions make sure they add, of course, some pass rushers. I had the Commanders take Donovan. His last name was long last name. It was like Dominic like Essa or it was you know who he is. Like that. Dominic from the edge rusher from Boston College. I had Derek Harmon from Oregon, D lineman, go to the Bills. I had the Chiefs take Nick Gordon, edge rusher from Texas A&M, and I had the Eagles take Nick Iman Wari, safety from South Carolina. I had the Eagles take him like that to add more help to secondary a little bit. But yeah, overall, this is my first round right here. They did a solid job. Now I'm going to tell you guys my second round. I'm gonna do that right now. Okay, now it's time for round 2. I don't want this video to be too long. I think right now it's like at 14, 15 minutes. I spent a little too much time discussing some of the players. You know, you see the players, and I've been watching some of these players and looking at their film, and you know, you get pumped up when discuss how good they are and the positives and everything about the players. And I got a little too ahead of myself. I think the video might be too long. I want the video to be too long. I want to be past 20 minutes, so I'm gonna try to keep this one a little fast. Okay, I had the Browns take. Oh, actually, I'm gonna show you on the screen. You got people that have on the screen right here, of course. Amari Hampton with the Browns, of course. Tyler Booker as well. Going to the Giants, like I mentioned before, the Giants need to add some pieces on the O-line, so getting a guy like that early on would be good. Trey Harris, the big receiver, as you guys know from Ole Miss. He's a big target. He's like 6'4", I think. He plays physical. He's more, him and T.J. McMillan are two of the big receivers in the draft, but McMillan played more of a finesse style. He played more of a physical style, almost like a Mike Evans type. I'm not saying he's Mike Evans, but he plays similar to Mike Evans type, a receiver like that. Guys who going up for the ball like that, going to be a red zone threat, a deep threat, physical threat, 50 type of ball, type of guy, or maybe 60-40 for him, or 70-30 for him sometimes as well. He's a very versatile piece like that. We've seen him play. I feel like he could be a power slot as well. If you put him in the slot, but he doesn't lose his size and ability. He definitely will be good. I don't know what they do to the Ole Miss receivers, but they're always physical. BK McCaff, AJ Brown, Trey Harris, some big bodies, some big receivers, and I think they'd be very good for the Titans to get. I had Maxwell Harrison go to the Jaguars. I had the Raiders take Alik Ayamana, receiver for Stanford. I had the Patriots take offensive tackle from Minnesota, Eversty. I had the Bears take Gray Zabel from North Dakota State. Javon Revel, remember him? He tore his ACL, I think, last year, so he kind of dropped a little bit, but he was very good. Before he went down to injury, if you guys remember the year before last, before he went down, he missed the whole season this year, but the year before last, he was very good. He plays physical, he has good speed as well, good technique. He can play different. He can play inside, play outside. But he's definitely good when he's on the island by himself. And he just have good technique, and good vision as well. Play the ball in the air. He's a good cornerback. We're gonna see how he look, of course, now because he tore his ACL and missed basically his whole senior year of college. But I think he still has potential to be a top pick, a second round pick. Bring him in, and he'll definitely help your defense out a lot. At the Bears take Trayvon Henderson from Ohio State. At Jaden Higgins go to the Jets. And the receiver there. At Darius Alexander, D-lineman, go to the 49ers. At Quinton Jukins, running back from Ohio State, go to Cowboys. I mentioned the Cowboys, they have some pieces on the roster. They have running backs there. Javonte Williams, who's all right. And they have Miles Sanders, who's all right. But they need to add a game-changing piece, some guys who can be some playmakers. So adding a guy like this would be cool. Lane Jackson had him go to the Colts. I had Talik Williams, another guy who like a lot of will. He's very versatile, a D-lineman, can do a lot of things up front for you. Had him go to the Falcons. The Falcons need to make sure they add that front seven, keep the front seven very strong. I had the Donovan Jackson, inside old lineman, go to the Cardinals. I had Alfred Collins, big D-lineman from Texas as well. He's a good player too as well. Very good in the run game like that. Being able to stop the run. As you guys know, the Cardinals need to add some defensive pieces. Like I mentioned, they have the team look pretty solid. But they need to add some pieces on offense, on defense, to get that team back to being a competitive threat. I mean, the Dolphins, get that team to be that competitive threat. I think you already have some pieces on offense and defense, like Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle. You have, of course, Devon Etienne and stuff as well. The offense look good. So I tell you, I was a tackle in the first round, but adding some guys up front to be able to get to the quarterback. Because you know they have Bradley Chubb and some other guys, but they really have no really strong threat in stopping the run, a strong threat and getting to the quarterback consistently. So I think they got Sean Robinson on their team, who did a solid job last year. But I think adding more pieces up front will help that out. Add Jalen Noel, receiver from Iowa State, go to the Texans. Add Princely, go to the edge rusher from Mississippi, go to the Ravens. Add Carson, linebacker from UCLA, goes to the Lions. Elijah, tight end from Miami, goes to Washington. I have Isaiah Bond. His stock kind of dropped a little bit because he didn't run as fast as he said he was going to run in the 40. He still has some speed, of course, as well. Like that speed as well, but he kind of dropped down a little bit. But I think he'd still be a good receiver to take in. Add Deion Walker, D lineman, go to the Chiefs. And then the last pick, I had the Steelers make a trade up with the Eagles to get Jackson Dart. Now, Jackson Dart could be maybe higher taken or something like that, so I had to trade a little higher, but I had the Steelers trade in with the Eagles to get Jackson Dart, bring in their guy, bring Jackson Dart in, a playmaker, quarterback who can get the pocket, make plays, make throws at the pocket, and just very versatile quarterback up front. He got good touch on the ball, good intermediate throws as well. He's just very cool like that to bring in. I think he has a lot of potential to be something special in the right system, especially when you got DK Metcalf and GP on the outside. Make a lot of things easier for you. But this is my picks, of course, first round, second round. Let me know down below what you guys think. If it's good, if it's terrible, if it's horrible, I should never do a pick ever again. Or if it's some good picks, or a solid, maybe a B plus, or a B minus, or an A plus, or an F. Let me know down below what you guys think, and I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Peace out.